When you live in Bensalem, you're able to have that hashpah on people just by giving a good smile, by making a Kiddush Hashem. Living as a regular from Jew, you're able to make a tremendous impact on the thousands and thousands of secular Jews who live in Bucks County.
Our success rate is 100%. Because if you cause someone to think about Hashem for one moment, to come closer to Yiddishkeit for one moment, that itself is a success. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone with Kabbalah, Kashrus, Shabbos, Taras Mishpacha all in one day.
When you're out there in the world, you have the parties, you have all the friends, you have all these strong emotions. But at the end of the day, when those strong emotions leave, you feel emptiness. I knew there needed to be something else. And it's something bigger than all of that.
My name is Alexander Klechko. My family happens to be from Russian backgrounds. A lot of Russians aren't so religious, including my parents. I asked my mom to take me to a Hebrew school. Being that Russians aren't so religious, for some reason she obliged. A friend of mine in school that wore yarmulke in the public school. Like, no one else wore yarmulke, he wore yarmulke. I guess, because I knew I went to Hebrew school and everything like that. So I knew, he's Jewish. So I thought, I'm also Jewish, so why not do the same? And basically just since then I've been constantly, just growing in my Yiddishkeit. Really thanks. Most of the things I learned up until that point was just from the Hebrew school. I didn't know anything, my parents didn't teach me anything. Simchas Torah actually. The rabbi was giving everybody Kabbalahs. When I went up for the Aliyah, Rabbi Trubitsky gave me what my Kabbalah is. So he said I should go on a gap year the next year to yeshiva, and I thought about it for a second. I'm like, sure. After my first year in yeshiva, I remember telling the rabbi that, coming back second year, he was like, he's elated and everything, and went back to yeshiva for a second year. Then after the third year also, I remember it was even more like, 3 years. It's like, I'm actually going to be going for my fourth as well. People should know that they have managed to get someone, from an absolutely non-religious family. My family is like, nobody is religious, and here I am sitting here in Eretz Yisrael learning Torah.
No, I didn't keep Shabbos. I was really respecting the rabbi's family because it's next door, so I did everything b'tzniut, but I didn't keep Shabbos at all. We were even driving in Shabbat, just like in any other day. This is the life we knew, so basically we were just living our life the way we know it.
We weren't yet religious, but we decided to send our kids to the preschool.
And all of a sudden, we're watching his son come home with a yarmulke and with tzitzis.
I happen to be privileged this year to have a boy in my class, Elroy Sahar, a wonderful young man. I wish I would daven like Elroy would daven. He davens so beautifully, honestly, and he's always learning to grow.
My mother and father are from Eretz Yisrael, and this community has been really treating us.
They lived for a while, the Sahars right next to the Kollel. In any conversation I have with them, they always say, what could we do to help Elroy grow? And he's just a delight, he's growing, and certainly has benefited greatly from his community of Bensalem.
I would like to study Torah as much as I could, so I could be like Rabbi Trubitsky.
In 2023, I was working at a company in Florence, New Jersey. There was an individual there by the name of Douglas that was working there at the time as a customer service rep. And I was there about a week or so before Rosh Hashanah. I posted on the door that we're going to be closed for Yom Kippur, which was falling out on a Monday that year. So I asked Douglas what he was going to be doing.
I said to him, listen, I might not be religious, but I went to yeshiva and I know enough not to be messing around in Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah.
Completely taken aback. I knew Douglas at that time for probably a year, and I never knew he was Jewish.
So he told me, you know what, maybe it's best for you if you go to this place. That place was Bensalem.
I connected Douglas with Rabbi Trubitsky, assuming that he was going to go there for Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, and I don't know what would happen after that. He ended up going there Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, the entire Sukkot, and then I find out he's going there every single week for Shabbos.
After Sukkot, it came to a point where he's like, he was living in Trenton and there was nothing Jewish in the area, and I asked him if he would be interested in coming for Shabbos every week, and he said he would be. And actually from that point I would help him every Shabbos find a place to eat, to make sure, obviously we had a place for him to stay, but to make sure he had meals, and we set him up with a chavrusa.
Very close with Rabbi Trubitsky throughout this journey of coming close into Torah and mitzvot. He became my mentor. He became my guide, not only spiritually but also personally, what to do in difficult situations, what to do in halacha.
Levi had a lot to do with the Bensalem Kollel, who he grew so much from, and they recommended that he spend some more time learning in a yeshiva environment, growing in a yeshiva environment. So that was great collaboration with the Bensalem Kollel and Torah Links in Lakewood.
My most immediate goal is to keep solidifying my relationship with Hashem and creating that connection as a son to a father that it should be for all of us.
There's 50,000 Jews in Bucks County. At any point in time, those 50,000 Jews could be looking for a lighthouse. And that if any point in time that lighthouse is not open for those Jews, that would be a disaster to them. What you've learned over the years is the lighthouse just keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter due to the relentless energy that they have, and it really provides an enormous service to people, the Jewish people in the Bucks County community.